Harris, and today I'm going to be giving my informational speech. And here's my audience. Put the camera right. Lately in sports, college basketball has been a main topic of discussion with March Madness just now ending. It is estimated that over 30 million people have filled out brackets this past year. I have played basketball since the age of 8, and UC has always been one of my favorite teams since I am from Cincinnati and grew up watching UC basketball. Did you know that UC is among the top 10-20 winningest programs in D1 basketball history with a winning percentage of .685? Also, did you know that UC offers a bracketology course every spring semester? In this course, students evaluate the tournament with which teams make it and which teams don't, as well as evaluate each game and see who has the best chances of winning the national championship. Now today I am going to talk about UC's basketball history, former and current players, as well as rivalries and some history. To start off with the history, UC basketball has existed for over 104 seasons. Its all-time record is 1,499 wins with 855 losses. Over the 104 season span, they have made 6 Final Four appearances and back-to-back national championships in 1961 and 1962 under Coach Huggins. 29 Bearcats have been named All-Americans, and the Bearcats have won 42 conference championships all time. From 1901 to about 1904, the Bearcats were independent, meaning they did not participate in the NCAA or any other certified tournament because they were independent. But by the late 1940s, they joined the Mid-American Conference, which today is known as the MAC Conference, under Coach John Withey, making the NIT in the 1950s. After Withey left in 1952, George Smith took over. Smith took the Bearcats to the Missouri Valley Conference, which back then was a very good conference and was highly competitive. With Smith, the Bearcats made the Final Four 2 times and also lost in the second year in the Final Four only by 3 points. With the success of Smith, he left for a bigger job with another university. From 1960 to 1965, the Bearcats had a lot of success under Ed Junker, winning back-to-back national championships in 1961 and 1962. After Junker left in 1965, the Bearcats had mediocre teams from 1965 to about 1990. In this time period, the Bearcats really didn't make any noise in the tournament and were not very successful. In 1990, Bob Huggins took over the program and took the program to the Conference USA. In the 1990s, Conference USA was a conference everyone wanted to be in because it was so highly competitive, and every year there was a team from Conference USA that would make at least the Elite Eight, if not Final Four, or maybe national champion. Under Huggins, UC, out of the 14 years Huggins was at UC, he collected 10 Conference USA championships and made the NCAA tournament every year. Also, while making the tournament, he had 2 Elite Eight appearances and 1 Final Four appearance. Sadly, Huggins was fired in 2005 for multiple DUIs by the UC's president. After that, Mick Cronin took over, joining UC to the Big East Conference, which is the conference they are in today. Under Cronin, the Bearcats have made the NCAA tournament 4 out of 7 years, making it all the way to the Sweet 16 in one of those years. Mick Cronin is given a lot of respect because when Huggins left, a lot of his recruits and players went with him to Kansas State. So Mick Cronin was forced to rebuild the program, and he has done a great job in his 7 years there. Over these 104 seasons, the Bearcats have had major rivalries as well. The biggest rivalry that most people know is the crosstown shootout with Xavier. The rivalry dates all the way back to about the 1940s. UC leads the series at 48 and with 48 wins to 31 losses. And the games were normally played at UC and Xavier, like switching every year. But the event has been so big that in the past 10 to 15 years, the event has been moved to US Bank Arena just so that all the fans can come out and watch. Now I'm going to talk about some of the player history. Oscar, there are a lot of great players that played at UC in their history, but two that might stand out to you are Oscar Robertson and Kenyon Martin. Oscar Robertson, also known as the Big O, he was a 3-time All-American. He currently has the third most assists in the NBA and led UC to 2 national championships. The Big O still resides in Cincinnati after all of his fame. Another player is Kenyon Martin. He led UC in scoring and rebounding under Huggins. He was one of Huggins' top recruits. He also has the all-time shot blocking record at UC and still plays in the NBA. He's currently a free agent. Now I'm going to switch and talk about some of the current players. Some of the current players that are doing well are, just a few names are Kashmir Wright, Sean Kilpatrick, Justin Jackson, and Shed Mudge. I'm only going to talk about Sean Kilpatrick and Kashmir Wright because they have had a significant impact. Sean Kilpatrick is a rising junior that could have went to the NBA this past season because of his scoring and major accomplishments. Sean Kilpatrick scored a team high 577 points this past year and was on the track to be in the NBA draft, but chose to stay at UC for another season just to pursue his degree and have a better chance of going higher in the draft next year. Kashmir Wright was the UC senior. He was the main guy. He was their point guard, their leader. He has been at UC since his freshman year, and he has made a tremendous impact. This past week, he was just noted as the team's leadership award. He got the team's leadership award, so that just shows his impact. In conclusion, UC Bearcats history has had a lot of impact now, before, and I just think that the UC basketball team is one team that most people do not realize how good they were and the tradition and things like that. So I hope the one thing you take away from this presentation is that UC basketball is great and people should watch them.